That's right. Wake up. God's good. Ba 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 doo ba ba. Hey, good morning, family. Wasn't I that? You that the generation one so fine. So let's show our power. God's good. God's God's good. Ba 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 doo ba ba. Ba ba ba. Okay, we're gonna pull that music now. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Michael Kyle. Well, thank you. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Michael Kyle. Oh man, I miss y'all. It seems like we've been away from a live show for a long time, man. I started putting together the pieces this morning. I was like, dang, I didn't realize it's been that long. I've been missing y'all on a daily basis. Only thing is, I'm in this whirlwind adventure called life right now. I'm in love like I've never been before. All my projects are falling in place. People usually wouldn't talk to me and now calling me to get on shows and talk to me stuff. So it's real exciting stuff. Plus, I'm always on this road, right? So right now, we just did 5 shows in Atlanta at Uptown Comedy Corner. Oh, I gotta go. Wait, I can show you this. Gotta get to my photos for this. Where my eyeballs? Need them eyeballs, baby. Okay, so let me see. I went to Atlanta like 2 weeks ago to shoot a pilot for a new sitcom with Lolita Snipes. And this is Lolita Snipes and 2 of the producers. You see that guy next to me? That's Killer Mike right there. Killer Mike said he's gonna also come on and do my podcast. So I'm very excited that he's gonna do Michael Talks to Everybody. The sitcom we did is so good, and all the producers came to the morning show. Not only did the producers come, not to the morning show, all my producers came to the Atlanta comedy show at Uptown Comedy Corner, which is a new location in Atlanta, which is off the chain. Shout out to Angelo Sykes. And let me try to get my light straight right over here. Let me turn my face a little bit more toward the light. Okay, and then try to get my eyeballs. I'm gonna hold this in my hand. I hope y'all don't get dizzy. Okay, let me see. That's what I want to do. Okay, then here, our producers also showed up. These are the producers for Michael Talks to Everybody. If you're not already following that show, you need to get out the mustard and catch up. Now we do that 3 new ones every week, and they are off the chain. All you do is go to iHeart or wherever you get your podcast and say, I need Michael Talk to Everybody. George Wallace was supposed to drop in the show, but when the show started, I called him. He said, it's raining and I'm in my drawers and I don't feel like taking a shower. And I'm like, well, dude, we do not want your dirty ass over here in your wet drawers. So he couldn't make it, but he wanted to show off that he was hanging out with Trevor Noah, who he know I dig because Trevor dropped that thing on reparations. Man, he got a special place in my heart. One of our features is like I try to put as many people on the shows with me who will drop into the morning show. And this young lady, Duchess, she came on twice and killed. And so there she was our feature in Atlanta at Uptown, and she did the doggone thing. And of course, you see my baby all sweet potato. And she's there with the producers. Let me see. Also in Atlanta, there's a guy named Frank Ski. That's Frank Ski right there on the right, and his co-host, and they are thebomb.com. So I got a chance to go through there and do my little show. And DL says he's coming to do the show. That's me peeking in there saying, DL, where the hell you at? I thought you were coming to do the show. Let me see, what is that one? Oh, I just love being with the church ladies, and we all had our hats and stuff. So I had to go back to that. And this knocked me out. Yeah, in 23, I'm going to need to read the conditions of what's going down. Now, here's the thing I want to give to you, Cletus, before I bring you on. Look at this idea. What do you think? Aretha Franklin's 1968 song, Natural Woman, perpetuates multiple harmful and trauma and trans stereotypes. There's no such thing as a natural woman. This song has helped inspire acts of harm against transgendered women. Let's get this show started. Let's bring on my dude, my co-host, the main man, 100 grand, who helps keep it all in line and in place. Young man, good morning, Cletus Cassidy. I don't even have my bell.
Top of the morning. Let me tell you something. I don't like to publicly call stuff stupid. But that's just stupid. It's not like people named Jeremiah went out and protested Jeremiah was a bullfrog. It's a song. It was written in 1968. You can feel like a natural woman. I get that you may not feel. Listen, you are not natural. If you take your hair, if you are born with brown hair, right, and you dye it blonde, you are not a natural blonde. Now, you might be blonde for the moment, but you are not a natural blonde. If you go and become a woman after being born all penised up, you are not a natural woman. Now, you can make me call you a woman. You can do whatever you want to, Mr. Brister, whatever you want to be called, bro lady. But all I'm saying is, you are not a natural woman. That song is fine. And what's so crazy is I know gay people and transgender people that think it's stupid. They were like, man, this is dumb. We ain't gonna have nothing. We ain't gonna have nothing.
This is a hoax. It's stupid. They didn't really mean that. They posted that as a joke.
They had to.
I didn't know it because I was about to bring transgender folks and everybody on this show this morning. And we're going to have a conversation about how stupid that is because I actually know a couple of fellas that feel like a natural woman. And they like that song, But Aretha, y'all can't mess with her genius, man. Y'all can't mess with her soul.
Not with Aretha Franklin. You can mess with maybe Patti LaBelle.
No, sir. You better pick somebody.
Not even Patty. Don't mess with Patty.
Aretha.
One of them just became an AKA. I think it was Aretha. No, which one is gone from here? Aretha gone. She had a 16-hour funeral. So Aretha didn't become an AKA.
They changed her clothes while she's in the casket 3 times during the funeral. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
It was amazing. And the fact that we didn't see them while they were changing them. She had on the same ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz. It was amazing. So,
hey, we got a great show ahead this morning, man. We brought Charles White back because he's just awesome and cool. His energy is out just off the chain.
Can I say something, Mike? If you don't mind,
please do.
I've been on the show with you for however long. I don't remember because there's no pay stubs.
Oh yeah.
But what I do know is that I didn't get any street cred for being on your show until we had Charleston White on. I went in the barbershop after the Charleston White episode, and everybody was like, "Oh, you official now, cuz." You had Charleston White. Like, I was like, but it was also Michael Colyar. No, we ain't worried about the old dude. We talking about you was on there with Charleston White, cuz. You official now. So right now, I'm a blood and a Crip just because I was on the show. I got dual enrollment. I didn't even know you could do that, but I got dual enrollment. So thank you, Charleston White.
Man, thank you. Cletus Cassidy, for joining the show. You brought a new energy to it that's out of this world. I mean, the energy is great. It's always very, very funny no matter what. And you smart. So you be able to grab the pieces we need to make the conversation flow. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Getting people up in the morning, letting them feel good about themselves, man. If you don't feel good about yourself, please come to this show. So we can remind you to feel good about yourself because you already a bad motor scooter. God didn't make you with no junk. He didn't say, let me get some drawers and a raggedy sock and make some niggas. No, he made us with designer jeans. We already the best of the best. But a lot of us wake up in the morning and we ain't feeling it. You got to wake up and feel it. Get up, talk to God. Remind yourself how great you are. If God made you, how can you be anything less than excellent? And you, come on, man, you bring all the elements to make this thing flow. So thank you, sir.
Hey, I'm Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's all I'm doing. I'm Earth. I'm the element, man. I'm Captain Planet out this thing.
We about to go to comedy, so you get your finger close to that button.
It's up here.
You ready? Well, we got a great comedian. This child, I've been knowing about 30 years, but I don't even know she did comedy. Like the last few months, I found out she did comedy. We brought her on 2-3 times. She always funny. Get your hands together. Oh, and I'm bringing that guy back that bombed. I said I'm going to give him like a month and then bring him back. I called him yesterday. I said, man, you ready to come back? He said, you said 30 days. I said, okay. All right, take it easy. Okay.
Yeah, you worse than a bill collector. You can't tell me I got 30 days and then call back in 3.
Yeah, that's the bill collector. Hey, let's bring out. It's time for the comment. Look at us right on time. 10:10 over here where I am in New York. And the reason I'm over here in New York, we're going to see Samuel Jackson, y'all.
Who is we? You saying French? Who's with you?
My goddess, she in the powder room right now. But my queen, the lovely Sonia Wardell, soon to be Sonia Wardell Colyar, is with me.
Mike, after the comedy corner, we're going to talk about hyphenated last names. Let's get this comedy corner going, though.
Hit that button.
That's right, folks. It's time for Michael Colyar's Comedy Corner. Come on, somebody. Some of the funniest comedians on the planet has been on this show. Over 400 comics have done their dance right here at the Comedy Corner. But you better be funny. I tell you right now, if you ain't funny, woo, it's going to be a long walk back to your car. We're going to talk about you. Ooh, we're going to say some terrible stuff. You're going to hate us, so you better be good, because it's the Michael Colyar Comedy Corner.
My favorite part of the show. Woo, that's my favorite part of the show. Let me bring you on, baby. Let me bring you on with your crazy wild self. I love her. We go way back. We got Alex Haley's. We got Roots. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you all the way from... Are you in St. Louis today?
No, I'm not.
Where you at?
I'm in DMV.
You moved all the way from the DMV. Get your hands together for Katie AF. Oh, she funny as you know.
Whoa.
How you doing?
I was in a gang. I was like, no, that's from Michael Colyar. I had to explain myself, but it's okay. They didn't jump me. Okay. How y'all doing this morning?
Fantastic.
Oh my God, I seen the Natural Woman thing.
What'd you think?
I think, well, you know, I have to be sensitive because I got one of them little alphabet children.
I went to get my bell.
The alcoholic beverage control?
Is that what they want to call it? Is that one of the letters now too?
I think all 26. They've covered all 26 at this point.
That's why I just call them the whole ABC kids.
Yeah, I love it. Sesame Street ain't the same as it used to be.
It's not like it used to. It's not like it used to be. So I got an alphabet child. And, you know, she does her thing. So I have to be sensitive. So I'm not going to comment in public. But since it's us three here.
Right.
They can't even be controlling everything. They stole the rainbow. They remember the rainbow that was reading. Now they stole the whole rainbow.
It used to be reading rainbow. Now it's bending rainbow.
They stole the rainbow. They stole every last one of the alphabet. We don't get none of the alphabet. Now what is this?
Dang.
I'm sick of this. I mean, we can't have Aretha. Y'all don't have Aretha? Not Aretha. I can't deal with this. And I'm glad the holidays is here. Y'all know it's a holiday eve.
What is the eve?
It's tax season. I know y'all cousins and called y'all 10 times and said, let me get 10.
Oh my God.
They been hit me up all month. Hey, let me get $10 so I get my taxes. I'm like, you still owe me from the last taxes. I'm trying to get my the last taxes. You know that's what they do. All your poor cousins call you and say, they ain't got no job. They ain't got no job. They said, well, let me let you carry one of my kids. I don't know where black people got this nonsense from, but that's how they roll. And speaking of kids, I got 3 kids. I told you about the little alphabet kid. She 22, about to graduate pre-med. I got a 26-year-old. Yeah, surprise. I got a 26-year-old. And they, you know, I had them back when you could be ratchet, back when pregnant people could sit at the bar and have a drink and nobody said nothing. I had them back then. Back when that was okay. You know what I mean? Nobody didn't bother nobody.
You could smoke cigarettes and drink while you were pregnant.
Smoke a cigarette, have a drink, and have a baby right there at the end of the bar and get back to it. Because everybody got time for that. The club finna close. We got to hear him get this out the way. Then I got a 10-year-old. Oh. And my kids grew up in St. Louis. Not this one. I didn't put out here with these white peoples. She don't know how to act. First of all, I don't even know if she mind. I'm waiting on the DNA test to come back. She keep walking up on me to my mommy, and I'm looking for the lady. She talking to me. My kids say mama. You know what I mean? She ain't been around long enough. I don't know her like this, running up on me to my mommy. And I be doing my little comedy shows, and you know, you got to go out at night, and I be trying to get dressed and get my bosoms up, you know. I want to be a natural woman. You know, I want to be natural. I got to stretch my straps. And she ran on me to my mommy. Are you going out? I'm like, yeah. You see me have my drink. What is you doing? She told me who gonna babysit her. I said, you mean to tell me you been watching me run around her all day, get ready, and you ain't have time to think about getting you no babysitter? You think my other kids would have called my mama by now and told them to come get them because they already know what's up. You think I bought a whole pizza for just you for one meal? No, that's for you to make it through the night. You better make it happen. And I called CPS too. I called them.
CPS.
They won't even take it. I don't know what you got to do to get your kids took around here. I've been taking care of this for way too long. Back in the day, CPS would have took them and put them in a whole nother unfit home. I don't know what's going on with CPS, but the government need to look in on them.
They lower their standards.
They let everybody keep a kid. How you gonna let me keep a kid?
Everybody keep a kid. She
They
said,
actually got 3 of them.
What? See what I'm talking about? They need to launch an investigation while they run around and mess with Biden about them little pieces of paper. Y'all know he forgets stuff. He was a senior citizen. He didn't know what that was. He thought that was a newspaper. He didn't know.
No, half the time he don't even know he president still.
Half of the time he don't even know he presents to my president. He has to get a reminder. And I ain't got nothing against the man. And I heard somebody say it. I heard them say it. But I'm disappointed in Kamala Harris.
oh no, why are you disappointed in Kamala?
Because she could have been pushed that man down a set of steps.
She put him on that bicycle. She put him on that bicycle. He ain't that in.
She could have put him on a bike car. Pookie, Ray, and all them. What they gonna do?
We disappointed.
What they gonna do? You know you can't win no argument with no black woman. She gonna be like, what y'all talking about? What y'all talking? The whole hood gonna come up out of it. I've been out there. She been in LA too. What y'all talking about? She gonna snatch every What y'all talking about? Talking about.
Well, girl, that's your time, and you are hilarious. I love you.
Michael, you know I gotta let them know. Y'all gotta follow me on Instagram at Katie Funny AF. Katie like the white girl. You know a lot of black people that put KD, KT. They can't. They challenged. Don't worry about it. And
I know that you're so natural. You sound like
I gotta bring my merchandise. I gotta get y'all a t-shirt. Cause see the t-shirt, ladies, it makes you look like this in the front.
Is this your t-shirt line? The show
Polished Life or the Katie Funny AF? Everybody knows Polished Life. Y'all know the life I live.
Oh, Polished Life. I hadn't heard that. Okay.
How you gonna say that? We was on a whole show together.
A whole show? So what's the art piece behind you? What is that?
How did you get back there? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say this real quick, Michael.
If
there's ever been a moment when I knew that you was in love with Sonya, it was right then.
Why? What happened?
That was the moment when I knew you was in love with Sonya. She
What?
put her full bosom in the picture. And what's that artwork in the back? I didn't realize you had no wall back there, no curtains until I was all in.
But you know what? I've known Michael Colyar for over 25 years. I knew Michael Colyar when he was with Brooks. I knew Michael Colyar has never been this in love. And it's a life. And wait a minute. Rightfully so, though, because I met Sonya in person.
Yes.
Amazing. She's so much more amazing than what he tell y'all. And I think
she really
I was so mad at him. I was like, you are not worthy. hey.
Oh, I guess your time is up.
Just like my car, you do this chicken, I'm gonna choke it. They better come get it. Very much frowned upon. Michael Vick, come get this mother. But no,
I love you.
No, not that Michael Vick. It's more than one. It's Michael. It's two people. Michael and Vic. They gonna get him. But listen, people, I'm not.
She called the vapor rub people on her. That's what you call it.
Girl, stop. Tell people once again, how can they find you?
Katie Funny AF on Instagram.
Wait, whose dog is that?
My daughter's dog. I don't got no dog. I'm gonna drop him off at Michael Vick's. I'm going to. She better do him like Mary with that lamb. Take him to school with her.
I love it. You better leave us with a woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. Katie Funny AF on Instagram. Y'all follow me. All my fans, I got big shows coming up. Keep looking in on my IG. I'm hosting it. Thank you, baby. But don't be looking at my pictures like that, Cletus.
It's too late now. It's too late now.
Polish life, ladies, and make you have these kind of bosoms. Men, and make you get a 6-pack. Get you.
You're great. Thank you. Hey, give it up, yo. Katie AF. Funny as well. I'm gonna say the last word. But hey, it's the Michael Colyar Morning Show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Now, I hope you know, I'm sure I mentioned before that I do have a podcast. Michael talks to everybody. Please check it out. It's doing so good. I want to do a shout out to Tamika and to Ramsey, the producers, because they made their way to my show and got a chance to see me do an hour live. It was really good, a little fun, and we hung out, and they hung out with my girl. Woo, woo, woo. So it was really great. Let me see. Today is, what are we on? Tuesday or Wednesday? Are we at Wednesday?
Tuesday the 24th.
I can't keep up with the days.
Taco Tuesday.
Huh? Tacos. But we in some ritzy area in Long Island. I've never heard of Long Island. I've never been here. Have you been to Long Island, New York?
I have.
I haven't been here before. It's a real nice area. We can go around and get a little shop on and stuff. But I love that piece of art she had behind her. I couldn't tell what it was, but it was really beautiful. And you want to talk about a coincidence? We happen to have an artist on the show this morning. Well, she's so many things. She just started doing art, but she was showing us how to do grants and how to make our money, get our paper straight. You know, a lot of Black people are not into financial literacy. They don't really know what to do with the money. We make it, we spend it, try to spend it quick we can. Some of us wise enough to save it. But there's ways of making your money work for you. There's ways of getting grants. She told me once you can get a grant for anything if you write it right. I mean,
write it right.
Yeah, if you want to cut off your toenails and paint them purple and cut them into little pyramids and sell them to help the children in Bangladesh, they got a grant for that. That's $200 million out there, yo, in grant money every year. And if you don't get it, it goes away. And all you have to do is write the grant right. That's our first matter. But now she's moved into a new area. She's doing her own art. And she had an art show in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, we were in Atlanta and couldn't get there. So I said, why don't we bring it here and share the art with the peoples? Ladies and gentlemen, please get your hands together for my friend, Sharita Herring. Sharita Herring, artist, beauty, money manager. When you tell me about
overall nice lady.
Yeah, when you doing grants and stuff.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike? We go back to a week after I moved to Los Angeles in 1988. I don't know if you remember the picture. You were performing on Venice Beach, and I told you this for years, for months. I mean, I almost come to tears because I was so lonely for Kansas City, and my boys and I would come see you every weekend and laugh. And when you were first getting ready to perform, I think at the Laugh Factory or something, I did your first flyers. That's how back we go.
Wow, we like we got roots.
Yeah, and I sent you a picture of us at Venice Beach, and you had the boobs on your head, and I'm just so proud to be with Michael Colyar here on the beach in Los Angeles.
Do you still have that picture?
I do.
With the boobs on the head? Would you please send me that? I'm gonna post it on the show.
Yeah.
Because I just got a new set of boobs.
Oh.
I mean a hat with the boobs I've been wearing lately, and to be able to compare the two, that could be kind of funny and cool.
Yeah.
And look at your pretty teeth. Oh my God, the teeth are gorgeous.
Not every night. No, thank God I still have mine. And but thank you.
Is that natural or a lot of work?
It's natural. It's natural.
Wow.
And,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and they're all please. Yeah,
Michael, the great.
But you know what, Michael? And you saying that about my teeth. Thing is that it took me to be almost 40 years old. I used to hide my mouth because ever since I was a little girl, I got teased so much about how big my mouth is until I developed my personal relationship with God, which snuck up on me. I didn't even know that happened. Mm-hmm. And I realized that God doesn't make any mistakes. So I started smiling bigger than I ever did before.
Cletus. But otherwise, keep going.
That wasn't God's mistake. That was my dad's.
He was trying to get something in a minute ago. What were you going to say?
I was going to say the great Negro poet Chocolate. She always said you have to be true to your teeth or they'll be false to you.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Well, you know, so after around 40-ish, a friend of mine was looking in my yearbook and he said, when did you become confident? And I said, what do you mean? He said, Sharita, since I've met you, I can always pick you out on a picture. The first thing I see is your smile. He said, when I'm looking in your yearbook, he said, I have to look for you. I don't see you anywhere. You had to point yourself out to me. And even in high school, I was always ashamed of my smile. And I would say, no, that's too big. Oh, no, do that. No. Okay. Oh, and I would be talking to myself. You know how you listen to the chatter in your head? It took me to move away from Kansas City, move to Los Angeles, get to know and love Sharita. And that's why I tell people, live out loud, you know, appreciate any and everything that God has given you. And that didn't start happening to me until between 35 and 40.
But tell me when the art thing started happening to you.
Oh my God.
You turned into an artist on me.
Well, see, in high school, I used to sketch. I didn't take any art classes, but I would sketch. And then I had my boys very young. Right out of high school, I got married, had both my boys. And so to keep them from drawing on walls, I would sketch and draw with them. Well, both of them are amazing artists. Matter of fact, my son has been doing murals. He's done a lot of projects with LA County. And I would encourage them to do their art. Well, after moving to Arkansas 4 years ago, that's a whole nother story. It's nothing but God that ordered my steps. This land, which I'm on my family's land, that's been in our family for more than 100 years. I was sitting in my great-grandfather's barn that I've turned into my she shed.
Wow.
And the soul sings here. And I've started my art again. I hadn't done anything since 1977. And it never, ever painted. So it's here in Arkansas.
This is a renaissance for you. It's a new turn for you. And it makes you feel good, I take it, because your face is just glowing right now. Like,
oh my gosh. It does.
For you.
It does. Yes.
So, you know, I was attracted to this picture because I collect elephants and I love elephants. Look at that.
You know what? I love elephants too. Thank you, Michael. You know, someone looked at that picture and asked me, was I depressed? And I said, excuse me? And they said, for you to draw that and half the face is hidden. I said, no. I said, it's just, that's part of the mysterious of that particular elephant. Matter of fact, what you see on the wall behind me, I did those.
Whoa, that's great.
Yeah. And I have one elephant. I love elephants.
I do too. I collect them. I said people come to my house and think we have a Delta.
Yeah.
House because we got so many elephants. What is this about?
That is me and my dog Joy, who's laying right here. And that's us on the land. I'm walking up the path here on the land. And
let us see Joy.
Mommy, come here, Mommy. Let's see. Mommy.
Oh, look at her. That is her walking away. Wait a minute.
That's Joy. And everybody, my social media is called Beverly Hills to Barnyard. It's from my office being in Beverly Hills and living in Los Angeles to now I'm in the barnyard. And I'm writing a memoir about it. So people follow us and they see Joy and they call her the supervisor, because when you speak of dogs, Michael, you might hear I have 8 dogs, 32 chickens, 5 ducks, 3 guinea, 2 cats now that I'm here on my homestead.
So who takes care of those animals, herds them up and feeds?
I do.
How do you find time to do all of that and do your business?
They're really self-sufficient. You know, I let my chickens out at 10 so that they have the eggs in the coop. And YouTube will make you think you know everything, Michael. So I'm learning how to be a chicken mom.
University, yeah, you can learn some stuff.
Yeah, and so see everybody is self-sufficient. Go ahead,
Sharita. Before you go any further, so you saying you the richest one on this show? Because if you got eggs every day, eggs right now,
my Lord.
Listen. I had a kilo of cocaine the other day, and the police let me go with that. But I had 2 dozen eggs. They almost locked me up. So I don't think those eggs is a high commodity. Now, Sharita, you out there farming, painting, getting grants, all of this stuff. You a triple threat. You
living my best life, and not just in a cliche. Truly living my best life ever. It is so surreal You guys, I often walk this land and cry just because it's so unbelievable. Because God will give you the gifts of your desire. He promised us. He promised us. It's just we keep trying to keep up with someone else. We don't tap into our soul. You too. And that's what I do. I help people identify the funding. I ask, what does your soul tell you? Because I followed my GPS, which is God, praise, and service. And when you do, you guys, when you are doing this for yourself, you're not selfish, because God made us that whatever gifts he's given us, it's impossible for us to do that and someone else not benefit. It's impossible. So live through that. And his gifts, the Bible talks about our gifts and our talents. Them to everyone. Well, I'm just greedy. See, when you guys see me on Facebook, I'm showing you I want all the talents. And Lord, let me do all of them. So from grant writing to my art, to my animals, to loving nature, I want to do it all. And I just live out loud. But all of us have it. All of us.
And so it's joy every day for you. You're happy daily, knowing that the great blessings are on you.
You know what? I choose it, Michael. You know, I recently went through a divorce. There's been deaths in the family, everything. But in everything that we go through, I once heard that gifts sometimes are given to us wrapped in sandpaper, and we'll get scratched up when we open them. But the gift inside is priceless. So we just have to keep our eye on the prize. And it always brings us through. Always.
Wow, that's a beautiful way to look at a thing, you know. So where do people get your art from? Where will we purchase your art? How will we go and see all the pictures? Do you have a site that shows all your works, or what?
She is, Denise is working on my website right now to have all of them posted. But again, this is new. And I had 26 pieces in the show. My art, you can even go to Life is Studios. I can give that information out. It's on also my Sharita Herring Facebook. It's on my Beverly Hills to Barnyard Facebook. And my artwork is up until the end of April. And but we will have it available also. My very first show, I sold 8 paintings, and I'm just thrilled about that.
In Beverly Hills?
It's actually in downtown LA where the studio is.
Oh, yeah. Downtown LA.
Yes.
Come out the sticks. You left the farm, the goats, the dogs, the chickens, and everything, brought your art, and sold 8. That's
8.
amazing.
Yes. And I was surprised also because it was storming. I mean, storming. And normally, you know, folks don't come out in LA when it's storming.
No, they can't have.
They showed up and showed out.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm so very proud of you. Cletus, go ahead. I see you bursting with a question.
I don't even know if I had a question, Michael, but I did know. Once I heard all those animals, I knew that husband had to get up out of there. I knew he was gone. I knew that husband was out of there, man. Well, you always tell. When she hit me with the 3 guineas, I was like, you know what? All I hear now is a partridge in a pear tree, and I already know.
Is your art expensive?
Well, you know, it's amazing. It is amazing. Everything has its you've heard that season for a lifetime, and I think we just ran our course. But it is amazing how when he met me, I was living my life in Los Angeles, and my office was in Beverly Hills, and I'm speaking on stages, and I'm in heels, pumps, suits. Now every day I'm in cowboy boots, my cowboy hat, blue jeans, and loving all of that, and nails not always done. So, you know, I became another person, my inner self. And so people don't always grow with you in whatever direction you go. And instead of having animosity about that, you got to be who you are. You got to be truly who you are. And if you're giving that up for someone else, just like I pray for him every day and let him be the best he can be, because life is so short. So there's no animosity. I thank him for our time, because we had some great times, but things sometimes run their course.
Well, life is shorter than a midget with no knees, so I get it. But I'm gonna tell you a love that I know will never end, and that's the love between Michael and Sonia.
Oh God, how do we get back to that?
When I look at love,
meet this lady,
Michael and Sonia. I mean, and you know, there are a lot of words that can describe Sonia, but I think the best word is simply Sonia.
Simply,
Michael, I've got to meet her.
There's an amazing restaurant in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If you're ever in the area, Sharita, it's called Simply Sonia's. It's a beautiful, beautiful collection of soul foods cooked from the heart. It'll leave you full, and not just your body, but also your soul. And speaking of soul, if you can't make it to Simply Sonia's, she has a restaurant also called Simply Soul, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where the food is just as delicious.
Because I love it. I love it there. I've been only a couple of times, but I have to keep that in mind.
You got to go. And because you told us so much about Increase, not only does she have those 2 locations, but she has a 3rd one on the way.
Well, there's a grant for that.
Yes, there's a grant for that.
Oh, really? Especially if she is in a neighborhood where it is what they call an empowerment zone. She could be hiring low-income from the low-income communities. She could have an after-school waiter waitress training program, training young people how to be waiters and waitresses, how to run a restaurant, how to be maitre d's, what lines are good with what, and there's grants for that. So Michael wasn't kidding when I said the toenail thing and about giving them to the little children.
That's true. If you can write the grant, you can get the money.
Yeah.
And you are major. I want her to meet you for real though, because I would love for her to apply for a grant so we could do exactly that, because that's what she does. Like her daughter's running the restaurants while we're out here, while we're on the road, because she comes out on the weekends and go to the shows and hang out with me, and she gets right back. But she runs her empire from wherever she is. And her daughter is there, and she got family members. She got, folks who she give work to and are teaching how to do this. So it falls right under that category.
Yes. And even look at Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi has a restaurant called the Soul Kitchen.
Right.
It's doing so well. He opened up a 2nd location, and there's absolutely no prices on the menu. He just asked for a donation, but that's not even required. But in his kitchen, he's employing ex-offenders that want to be chefs, and you should see the food. You should just go on YouTube and look at Bon Jovi's Soul Kitchen. There's all kinds of videos about it. So
I'm glad you said that.
I'm
glad you said that about Bon Jovi, because I don't think people know about that. I only know about it because I watch this show every Sunday called Sunday Morning and they did a whole piece on that kitchen. He don't have no prices on the menu. You just give what you want to give, you know. And he got a grant for that, right?
Yeah, and still getting sponsorship and that kind of thing. And he did it. His first location was an old car garage, and you can even see the garage doors. And he turned that into a restaurant. Outside of the restaurant, he has a community garden. So your programs, your only limitation is you, and that's why my motto is Yo, which stands for there it is, Soul Kitchen.
Wow.
Man, an amazing show, and how you guys can just go and pull that stuff up.
Wow.
And what he encourages is sit next to someone that you don't know, someone that you never would have sat next to before. What does that do? That now opens him up to grants for cultural awareness, race relations, tolerance. And when you're sitting and getting to know people in your community that you didn't know before, what else does that do? That helps with gang prevention and intervention, crime reduction, bullying, and so it tentacles out just depending on what you're doing.
Well, you're amazing. Go ahead, Clee.
I was going to say what Sharita is saying is amazing, man, especially the African-American community, but it's global. People sit and unite over food. Food is one of the most connective things that we'll ever find in our communities, man. Like, we found ways to make food part of everything that we do, but when you can sit down, we all love spaghetti. So that gives you an Italian and an African-American can come and sit over spaghetti and food. We use it to celebrate. We use it when we're upset, when we're happy, whatever. So food is such a connective tissue, man. I agree with you 100%, Sharita. Food and art, I love as well, man. I think art is one of the most beautiful things, because there's not a right or wrong way for art to be. It's all in how you look at it and what you find it to be. So I think that's really interesting what you're doing with the art, how you do it, like how some people saw your elephant and they saw half of it and they said, "Oh, this is saying you're depressed." You're like, "No, this is saying this. I just thought the elephant only had one eye." And so, but Sharita, before we go, there was once, I don't know if you noticed, an African proverb. There was once an elephant and a rhino that made it, and you know what the baby was called?
No.
Elephano.
Well, you know, I know my time is growing short, but I've got to say this, that Michael, our journeys lead us to where God wants us to be. For one, he will not allow us to be.
Stop. That's too important to say fast. Say that one more time.
Our journeys lead us to where God wants us to be.
Come on.
He will not allow us to remain in a place, whether it's a job, relationship, or whatever, that makes us totally uncomfortable. If we listen. And what I'm saying, Michael, with you now being with someone that has a restaurant, you know, there are nonprofit comedy clubs. You guys can have a comedy club and restaurant together. Look up, you can even go to Google and type in nonprofit comedy club. And Michael, remember, I was with you when you went into the prison. You got a letter talking about how you changed the environment of the prison, going in and making them laugh. We have talked about you training, and you've trained so many comedians. You are your own Simmons, you know, and the comedians. I used to go to you training the comedians up on Crenshaw. That should be under your nonprofit, and it's paying you to do that. And you can do it through the restaurant, and people and comedians are coming from all over the world. If you look at the Blue Room downtown, on 18th and Vine in Kansas City, Missouri, the Blue Room, which is a club that serves liquor, is a nonprofit under the foundation there on 18th and Vine.
Well, look, we're out of time.
Okay.
But what I want to do, because first of all, you're amazing. I've always known you're amazing, but what you did this morning is so incredible, what you shared with us. Yeah. And I agree with a couple of folks who are in the chat. Could you lead us in our prayer? You know, on my show, we do prayer every day.
Oh my God, yes.
We're gonna laugh and we're gonna pray. And it's just a nice little lovely short prayer just to heal us all and get our day going. Would you be kind enough to do that for us today?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna step off screen. Yes, Sharita Herring.
Lord, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. First of all, for a dear, dear friend to bring me into his world, into his audience, because someone needed to hear what I said today. I always pray that before I even open my eyes and open my mouth, that you let me touch someone. Help me to guide individuals to the inner self of who they are. Someone is hurting today. Someone is going through a death. Someone is going through illness. Whatever it is, Lord, let them always find the light that you are providing. Let them always know that no matter what they are going through, there is always, through the storm, a rainbow that will burst through. So Lord, again, I want to thank you for my friend Michael Colyar. Thank you for this show. Thank you for his wonderful crew that is behind him. Thank you for this opportunity. I say this through your Lord Jesus Christ, through your Savior. Amen. I hope that wasn't too short.
Amen, amen, amen. Woo! Girl, you brought fire up in here this morning.
Thank you.
The prayer, so
I love the good prayer when you don't have to yell at people.
And you leave my evangelist long. I'm bringing her on tomorrow. I ain't thinking about you. We got
She hit me up at 1 o'clock in the morning, Michael, trying to get a WhatsApp. I was like, it's 1 in the morning. I don't know what time it is in Africa, but I'm in here wrestling an elephant right now.
We have a wonderful evangelist, Sharon Brown, who come up in here. I don't think her name is Brown. Sharon Crawford. I think it's Crawford, Sharon Crawford. But I just call her the evangelist, and she prays and blows the roof off the sucker. You know what I'm saying? But she's in Africa on a mission right now. She's a missionary. And you are a missionary too, right here. The way you're healing and guiding and telling your story and unfolding it and then sharing it with us. I'm guaranteeing you, we might even call you today. I need to put you on the phone with my baby because she needs to hear about the type of grants and stuff we can do because we are having a chain. So she has the third building. She just acquired the building for the third one. But we're already looking at how do we put one in LA? How do we put one in Chicago, Atlanta? Because really great soul food restaurants, there's a need for that. For real. And I wish they would stay open past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. How come all the soul food restaurants
with a grant you can.
We can buy extra time.
Yes.
Yeah. Pig feet only last till 5. Go ahead and shut down.
They have a short shelf life. Hey, Sharita, once again, tell people how they can find you.
Please go to my Facebook, which is Beverly Hills to Barnyard, not just Beverly Hills to Barnyard. My Sharita Herring Facebook is full, but go to Beverly Hills to Barnyard. That's the best way to get with me. Or you can just feel free to call me at 501-499-6955. 6171.
Say that one more time.
501-499-6171.
And can you leave us with a woo, woo, woo?
Woo, woo, woo!
Hey, that was beautiful. Yo, give it up. I'm sorry. Get a stand ovation there on that. Hey, Sharita Herring, right here at the Michael Colyar Morning Show. Thank you. Woo! We got one more piece of the puzzle, and we are on time and everything.
We super on time today.
Hey, do we have my flyer for the morning for the Michael Talks to Everybody?
I can make one real quick. I can if you want me to.
No, it's in there.
I'm gonna make one up, Michael.
Oh, you make one up? Okay. So what we're gonna do is remind y'all once again, please check out the podcast. You can listen to it anytime, day or night, which is also true about this show. That's a good one you made. Whoa! I don't look like that no more, Sharita Herring. I've been in the gym now. I've been pulling up them weights now. But Michael Talks to, there it is. Michael Talks to Everybody is on iHeart. But wherever you get podcasts, you can download and get that. Also, I want to thank so many people who came on today and actually did some liking. I know it's 60 of y'all, only 18 hit the like button. I know the rest of you just a little lazy. I know because you like it, because you ain't going nowhere. But if you get a little strength in that right hand, just lean up and hit that button that says like, because them likes are real good for us. Let me see. If you're anywhere near, where am I at now? Memphis.
Long Island.
So Memphis is next. Yeah, we're going to see the play today. I'm very excited about that. I will take plenty of pictures with Samuel Jackson.
Michael took himself out. I don't even know what happened. So clearly what happens is when you say Samuel L. Jackson's name without paying first, they'll kick you right off the air. They put him in. Katie, did you do that?
I have no idea what button.
I blamed Katie.
I agree with you, Cletus. I think that he said Samuel Jackson and they kicked him clearly right.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson's name is on all kinds of lists.
Check me out. No.
You can't even be saying it. I just say Samuel Jackson. I don't even put the L in it.
Wait, so Sam wouldn't come on the show. I wrote Samuel and I said, so Samuel Jackson, I see you be on other podcasts. And, I got my podcast. If I had you on my podcast just once, that would just blow me up, And he's like, Michael, I'm your friend, but that's a lie. You ain't never seen me on no podcast. You ain't never seen me on no shows like that. He said, because I can't talk to anybody for any length of time without somebody. He said, so I don't never do those, and you ain't never saw me do that, but I support you. I'm going to change that, y'all. This is my big goal. I'm saying it to all y'all in public. I'm going to change that. I'm going to be the first podcast that Samuel Jackson does. Now, I know he probably going to hit it. That's going to make him want to dig in. But no, I'm going to stand tall. We're going to get him on this show. We're going to start out with some pictures after the play tonight.
I'm sick of you, mother, on this mother. Son of a mother. Big.
I understand his pain because it's hard for me. Because I don't curse, but I cuss. You know what I mean?
and Katie, I'm just going to say this out loud. You keep putting your region in the picture like that, it's going to be hard for a lot of people, too.
We're still a family show.
I'm taking her out of here.
Hey, we got to move to my guy. Thank you. We got to move to this guy. I'm so excited about Charleston.
You were talking about Memphis, Michael.
Oh, well, Memphis, that's where I'm going. That's where we're going next. Where I leave here, thank you. Boom. Thank you, King. We have 6 shows in Memphis. I think 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. You have 6 opportunities to miss me in Memphis, Tennessee, where they do have some good soul food, but I don't really care for their barbecue. I'm sorry. They got a barbecue sauce that's yellow. I think it's vinegar based or something. I don't know, but
there's a whole debate about barbecue. Mm-hmm. So the Midwest, y'all do barbecue different than we do in the South.
Yeah.
Southern barbecue, all y'all care about in y'all barbecue in the Midwest is the sauce. So y'all is about barbecue sauce. What we do is we take a pig and grind it down. Right? we take that pig till it's no longer recognizable. We chop that thing up. The great Negro poet T-Pain said chopped and screwed. Then we put that pig we add a little vinegar, a little sauce like that. That's real barbecue that you can eat it without sauce. You put coleslaw on top of it. I don't know why you put a whole side dish on top of it, but that's what it's supposed to be. Now y'all doing it different over there in the Midwest. See, y'all call a barbecue, we call it grilling, what y'all call barbecue.
Yeah, because y'all messing it up, calling it grilling.
The South is, first of all, where the most fat people at? The South. I'm going to tell you that right now. The further west you go, the skinnier people get. Ain't no size zeros in the South.
We got to get my last guest on here.
So let's get him in here.
Because he's fantastic. Charleston White, I only heard about him last week. And then when I started looking at what he does, I was excited. We brought him on, and the guy's so great. I really want him on. I'm going to have him on a podcast. I'm going to create a podcast just for him to do a segment just for this dude because he's so sharp. He reached so many people. But what I saw him listed as was, he says, here's the thing that excited me. He said rappers have had free range to destroy the Black community. Now, the guy is controversial, yet he's hilarious. I don't know how he does all that. He's smart, he's sharp, he's plugged in, he's with the community. But that's a powerful statement. And I think there's a lot of truth in that in some ways. Rappers have had free range.
Carte blanche.
Community. Now, I'm interpreting that to mean because they have the ear of so many of our young people, the information that they're putting in is helping guide which way we think as a people, especially the young folk.
But not even that, Michael. If you really think about it, rappers actually tell, a lot of the rappers now tell the entire world what to think about the Black community. So when you start talking about some of the negative stereotypes that people have about the Black community, it's because of a lot of the popular rap music that's out. So some of it does speak to what's happening in the community, but other things don't. So you take a rapper, for example, and I know we bringing him in, but I take a rapper, for example, like the guy 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is probably one of the most intelligent people that you will ever meet in life. He straight A student. He ain't live that gang life, any of that stuff. But in order for him to carry over in the mainstream, they made him change his whole image and portray something particular because this is the image that they want for people to see out of our rappers. They want a certain those who are in the music industry. And that controls a lot. I mean, we'll bring Charleston on. I think he'll probably agree with it because he already been in war with Boosie and T.I. and all these guys.
Well, let's bring him out and find out what he's got to say, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is not going to be funny to you, Mike, but it's going to be funny to him. I'm going to say it real quick. Bring him out, bring him out, bring him out, bring him out.
Come on, y'all. Get your hands together. Charleston White in the house. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. And I just want to say to the alphabet people, if we can't enjoy Aretha Franklin on ladies' nights on Thursdays, I want to be a natural woman when it's time to use the bathroom.
They got the best bathroom, Charles. Have you ever been in a woman's bathroom?
No, I done peeked illegally before when I was a little boy.
It's the closest thing to heaven.
They got one that a man can walk in and talk to a woman next door in the urinal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that one. I ain't never.
I don't know about that.
But it's beautiful.
What about if I go to jail and I decide I want to identify as a woman at the bookend desk? Can I go to the woman's side?
You should. Yes. It's probably easier over there. Boom Boom Belinda is a beast, though.
All right. So
how we fellas doing this morning, man?
Man, look, first of all, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm even more excited because you're back. And thank you for saying yes and for coming back. Our chat blew up when you was here last time. I was like, I bring my brother back. So tell me, give me your clarification on that idea that rappers have had a free range to destroy the Black community.
There's been no consequences. There's been no repercussions for the lyrical content, let alone the degradation of Black women. The lyrical content that the rappers have been pushing in our community, it doesn't respect mother. It propagates crime. It promotes gangsterism. I think rappers are some of the most disrespectful males in the entertainment industry toward our women when you see them in videos. When I first got introduced to Miss Dolores C. Tucker, it was by way of Tupac's lyrics. Him saying Dolores C. Tucker, you's a motherfucker, because she was wanting to change the bitch culture. Excuse my language, the whore culture, by way of rappers degrading black women. When you think about some of the videos, the Chronic video, the sister just walking through the crowd, they shake up the 40-ounce old English bottle, just pour beer all over the woman. Well, come on, man. We know how horrible beer smells. When we in the club, the rap lyrics don't teach us to say, excuse me, ma'am, can I talk to you? How you doing? It teaches you to grab her arm, say, bitch, you know, the Donald Trump. Walk up to her and grab her by the... So the lyrics have been the guide to most young people. Most of us didn't know anything about Moet champagne until the rappers started telling us about Moet champagne. Most of us didn't know about Versace, Tommy Hilfiger. We didn't know about St. Ives. We didn't know about Molly's, Percocets, until the rappers introduced us to this. So there's been no repercussions. There's been no consequence. We've been blaming the white man as if the white man been on our porch bothering us like they was bothering grandmother and grandfather now. The rappers and the rappers are mimicking the street guys. The children are mimicking the rappers. So the rappers push a lot of the stereotypes that the media is projecting off into the world on from us, right? So I learned that when foreigners come into this country, when they're trying to get their citizenship and they're coming over here, they don't show them Dr. King videos, they show them rap videos. So I've always wondered why other ethnicities seem so distant and far from us, because the only thing that they have to depict us is the rappers' images, and they can't even understand the lyrics.
Wow. So I think you're right on point with what you're saying. I agree with the idea that there's a lot of, if you ask me, verbal pollution put out there by rappers, but there are rappers that have positive stuff too. So what I want to know is, first of all, have they come for you? Have any rappers felt how they feel about your state?
Rappers have made me their #1 enemy. So most rappers despise me. Most rappers hate me for the simple fact that I preach calling the police to our community. Rappers say that's snitching. I preach being a law-abiding citizen. If somebody threaten you, man, you don't just let that threat hang. You go report that threat to the police. So if something was to ever happen, brother, if something was to ever happen, you have the protection of the law. We keep thinking that Dr. King then was fighting for integration, but the initial fight was equal rights and equal protection under the law. So if I follow the hood rules, if I follow the hood politics, then I'm removing my equal protection under the law. So that means that I'm being bound to rules and politics and ethics and codes that does nothing but causes me to lose. So all I'm saying is, let's have two sides of this coin. Okay, let's have gangster rappers, but let's flip that coin and let's bring out some more LL Cool J's. Let's bring out some more MC Hammer, some more Big Daddy Kanes. We all can't be gangster. We all can't be killers, and we all can't walk the prison yard. Because where does that leave our mothers? Where does that leave our daughters and our sons if we all go that route?
Let me ask you this. So why do you think the population, the European population, who really is controlling most of what goes on around, why do you think they prefer this type of rap to be out there?
It was commercialized. Gangsterism in America for black youth became a $1 trillion business by way of hip hop culture, starting way back when they gave us Colors. Colors commercialized the gang era. It made it so appealing that by the time it got to the South, it got all the way down to these agriculture states who knew nothing about gangbanging, who've been fighting white and black all their lives. Gangbanging show up to the doors, and black children picked it up like it was the Boys and Girls Club and pledged allegiance in their lives to it, going against everything they was taught in the South from their mothers and their grandfathers.
Wow. So how come nobody else? How come there's not more people beating the drum about this, making us aware of these things? Because there's plenty of people on the other side who's helping perpetuate this information. They putting information out there that we ain't nothing, we ain't gonna be nothing. We just gotta be the hood. We gotta have our chains, our cars. We're not use anything about building financial wealth or financial literacy. None of that's in rap. So why do you think it is that the other thing is it that?
There's a lot of people who benefits and capitalize and reap a lot of rewards for us to maintain in this position. And it's not just white people. It's not Jew. It's a whole lot. It's a multitude of people, black, white, Jewish, Asian. They benefit off of us remaining in this position.
That's right.
And what hurts me the most, our children know every rapper. They know every basketball player, but they don't know the owners of nothing. They don't know the owners of nothing. They don't even know the powers to be. And they idolize the least most powerful people on earth. And those are our entertainers. Man, when I started researching and looking at what Johnny Cochran was trying to do before he passed, we never heard anything about what he was doing, but he was trying to get to the United Nations because the United Nations declared that we deserve reparations. Nobody here has tried to reach past Congress to go get that open seat for us. So I'm saying if the rappers, the entertainers, if they have the knowledge, they have the position, they have the power, they have the resources, they have the influence to give us what we need to restore us as a race in this country, why are we just promoting the negative side of who we are? And that's not even who we are. That's what we done become because there's no alternatives. There's no alternatives to gangsterism.
Wow. Go ahead. I have a piece I want to ask you, but go ahead, Cleve.
So Charleston, can I play devil's advocate for just a moment?
Please.
I still believe that there's an onus on us to put that to the side. So I think we're in the same age range. I'm right around the age of 39.
46 for me.
Yeah, that's right where I'm near that. So you remember, and Michael, you in your late 70s. So you remember we've had Michael, you echoing a little bit, but we've had eras where we've had self-destruction. You remember we had the Black Power era. We had when everybody was wearing African medallions around their chain. We've had poor righteous teachers. We've had the Fugees. We've had those groups who were able to do it. I think that the key is the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, right? We have allowed money and financial success to make people not be who they are truly. We have to actually want to hear in lyrics the other side.
Well, hear me out.
Jay-Z get up off.
Go ahead.
Confucius said, "He who controls images controls minds." Hip hop have become a mind controlling image. It's a tool to control minds. Not only does it feed the prison system, it feeds the graveyard, it feeds hospitals, it feeds the drug treatment program because it promotes drug use and being dope fiends. It feeds a lot of the entities in this country. So it's almost, you almost want to put it on Wall Street because it's so effective in making money, but it's so much destruction that's caused behind it. So hear me out, right? So we had the poor righteous teachers. When MC Hammer was out, we was all dancing. Watch how this force shift through America. When it was on the East Coast, your poor righteous teachers. It go to the West Coast. We get introduced to something that the world had never saw before, NWA. We started learning about strawberry. We didn't know nothing about strawberry in the South, a woman that'll sell her body and do things for drugs. We didn't know anything about that. Then here come F the police. They had never had a group to stand up and do that. That wasn't about money. That created an energy in this country of youth rebellion. We started not just rebelling against white people. We started rebelling against the teachings of our parents. We started rebelling against the teachings of our traditions. I remember a time when black kids fought and you almost had to, it was rules of engagement. Knock this stick off my shoulder.
Yeah.
Walk around in circles. You hit me first. And y'all be nose to nose saying, you hit me, you hit me, you hit me. It used to be rules. It used to be rules. If I fell down on the ground, the other black people didn't allow you to stomp me. They said, wait, let him get up. And y'all go at it again.
Exactly.
So when this energy shifts to gangsterism on the West Coast, it shifts down here to the South. The South doing a little gangster, but they doing it. They talking gangster and drug selling. Master P, crack like this, ghetto dope. Now it goes to Atlanta. Atlanta take it to the trap inside the house in the neighborhood next door to mama selling dope with grandmama. Now it done went up north to Chicago, and now it's all about killing and drilling. It ain't even about making money no more. So what image are the black children picking up? They're not. Even the LeBron James basketball kid got a gangster image. Think about Pac-Man Jones. Think about what Pac-Man Jones was doing. Those seeds have been sown for 20 years. There's no revolutionary rappers like Pac. It ain't no more smooth and cool guys like Titty Boy that went from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz. Everything is killing and killing.
Even Pac had a dichotomy to him, though. You can't forget the dichotomy of Tupac. Tupac was Dear Mama and he was Hit 'em Up. You know what I'm saying?
But there's no more of that. Think about the young guys we got now. There's no more Dear Mamas. It ain't no more Keep Your Heads Up.
There is a lot of emotional. So young Lil Baby does a lot. No, not which is one of them babies. It's so many babies out there.
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. So Lil Baby does a little bit of more of the emotional stuff. He does more getting in contact with his feelings. I can't put the blame completely on the music because I do know that the music is a reflection of what's happening in the street. I do know that there's a lot of it is poverty driven. So many of these young kids are just trying to find their way out. I think I agree with you 100%.
Well, let me just say this, please. I've been working with these kids for 12 years. They not trying to find their way out with music. This music now are criminal organizations just rapping, and they
absolutely.
That's where the RICO acts have come. It used to be. We thinking 20 years ago when rap was a reflection of the community. It's no longer a reflection of the community.
But is it not though?
Because our community
they just use it different.
Because because our community is just not about killing. It's about molestation. It's about pedophilia. But they're not rapping about that. They rapping about killing niggas, shooting niggas, splitting the block. We just had 21 Savage, a rapper who Atlanta gave a key to on December 21st, get on Clubhouse and brag about 50, 60 murders that him and his gang have done. It ain't about money no more. Because
I agree.
Because even the kids with them, because think about this, even the guys with the money like Young Thug is still committing criminal acts once they get the money.
So, all right. So I understand what you're saying. It's not about. What is it about then?
So Mike, what he's saying is
it's about a race of young people who have emotionally detached, not just from their mothers and their fathers, but from their culture. They are angry. This is the generation of kids that don't listen to nobody. They're not afraid of nothing, and they respect very little. They only respect killers and gangsters. They don't respect no man in no suit talking. They ain't seen it. This is the generation of little boys who ain't never had a hug from a man. This is the generation of children who didn't have grandmothers say, boy, y'all make sure y'all pray before y'all eat. This is the generation of kids who cannot recite Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. This is the generation of idol worshipers. That's why they hold on to the words of these rappers. Half the rappers that they listening to are babies themselves. are babies themselves. That's why we're seeing 10-year-old kids shooting their mama because she won't give them the game. So
can I say this? Can I say this real quick? And I'm always going to be an advocate of saying this. Mike knows I work in schools with kids and do all this kind of stuff too. I want to make sure that people understand that it's a 10%, 90% thing. 90% of our kids, if not more, are doing the right thing.
I beg to differ. I work on capital murder cases. I worked on death. You talking to a kid, homie? We was raping, listening to 2 Live Crew. Hey, we want some say.
That's a great song.
Me and my homies like to play this game. Some call it Amtrak, but some call it a train.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Up in a single file. Listen to these instructions that kids are hearing. We all will line up, and this is what we used to do, in a single file line and take our turn waxing girls behind. This was my favorite part. Every time it get to me, I will shit out of luck because I stick my end and it will get stuck. The girl will say, stop. I say, I'm not. That's enough. Now listen to the up-to-date lyrics. I take her back to the spot. I gave the beat a perk. She didn't even understand me when I told her drop her panties. She didn't even understand me when I told her drop her panties. You know how many children are living to what we're hearing? I'm telling you, man, as a 13, 14-year-old kid, before I caught a murder case, we would be walking down the street not knowing what to do and say, what would Ice Cube do right now?
I agree.
So
hear me out.
So hear me out, homie. Right now, we got a 12-year-old kid named Lil Rodney. He's viral on the internet because he just got released from the juvenile detention center again for another murder. And he's finna go viral. I understand what you're saying. Satan has more of our children than God does. That's all I'm saying. This is the generation after the crack babies. After the crack babies, what came? The pill popping babies. The mamas who was on ecstasies and mollies. This is the generation of parents who didn't shield their children from the lyrics. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt. So the lyrics are getting horrible and more worse and more destructive. Our kids was talking about smoking on other dead children 10 years ago. Where was black people then? When Chief Keef and Lil Durk and King Von them was really killing one another and bringing it to the world. Nobody, where was we at 10 years ago to say 90% of our kids are good? No, sir. Not when drill music has become the #1 force in entertainment, and these kids are multi-millionaires from talking about real killings that they've done. FBG Duck, the kid FBG Duck, all those kids was arrested because they really killed them, and when they made videos about it,
when they was saying we smoking on Pookie Low.
So
here's what I'm saying.
All these rappers going to jail. All we gotta do is look at crime statistics. All we gotta do is look at the crime statistics, and we'll really see, homie, we're fooling ourselves if we think our children are on the right path.
So here's what I'm saying again. I never want to give kids. Oh, okay. I never want to give the impression. So here. I love what you're saying. I do not disagree with you. Right? You got that part, right? Mm-hmm. I do not disagree with you. But when I'm in a school and I'm looking at these kids that I'm working with in the school, I'm not in Chicago, but I feel I'm still in the inner city area. 70% of the kids, more than 70% of the kids at all our schools are in poverty. I know what you're talking about. I listen to the same songs that you listen to. I took them one way, you took them another way. I don't like the fact that we try to say that all of our kids are lost. All our kids are not lost. I also do not believe.
Cleveland, let me ask you one question. If 73% of our households don't have a father in it, where do you think that leaves these black boys? If 73% of our households don't have fathers, if 16%, if 50% of the homicides in America is young black males, Why you wouldn't think we lost? If only 36% of most black children in every inner city can read on or above their grade level. So if they listening to these lyrics, they don't have job skills, they angry at their father, they can't barely read. Where does that leave them in America? In a capitalist country with no job skills, no training, on top of the fact that American statistics says 1 in every 3 will go to prison or be on some form of community supervision in their lifetime. So I walk in every school and I look for black kids and I say 1, 2, 3. Nigga, one of y'all going to prison. Go look in your family. Look at your father. Look at your brothers. Look at every man you know and see who's been to prison. And you tell me, young nigga, what you doing different that's going to show that you ain't going to prison. They can't.
Okay, hold up. So some of the things that I'm hearing in the chat that I'm really digging and that I'm also agreeing with is everything starts at home.
Hey,
I understand, please, you working with kids, and so you see 90% of the kids are good, but you are seeing the kids that are coming to school. You're seeing the one who's
no. So I don't.
Let me finish. You are dealing with kids that you're actually working with. Those kids came to school. It's a lot of these kids ain't coming to school. A lot of kids ain't fooling with. A lot of these kids, their only school is what they're hearing. Because we are stuck with the media. The media is our thing. We can get up in the morning before we say hello to God. We cut on our device. And what in Texas we got? We look at what's going on in social media before we even say howdy to the Lord. So I totally disagree with the idea that our kids are doing the right thing.
Y'all gotta.
Now, I'm not good or bad. I'm not talking about good or bad. That's judgment, and that ain't my gig. That's God's gig. But to say that 90%, that's a real high number. Say that 90% of our kids are doing the right thing in the right place. I totally agree with that.
Colyar, just think about this. Even the Bible says faith comes by hearing. Hearing what? Hearing what you hear, the word of God, the word for your faith. So all of our children got plugs in their ears listening to some lyrical content other than the instructions of mom and daddy.
This is killing Cletus. Get it in, Cletus. Let's go.
It's only killing me because what y'all are doing when y'all say this is perpetuating the same thing that y'all saying shouldn't be in the music, just in a different way. What I'm trying to express to you all is when I tell you that 90% of the kids are doing the right thing, more are there, even if they're in a gang. Are there more kids in school than there are not in school? That's a yes or no.
Well, let me just say this.
That's a yes or no.
Yes, but this is what I'm seeing in school. 50%, most of the kids in America are not being arrested on the streets. They're being sent from the school system. They're being referred from the school because they having bad choices at school. That's where the school to prison pipeline is coming from, Cletus.
The school to prison pipeline. People say that's something that's perpetuated, and I hear it all the time. I'm telling you from in a position where I'm in, and I'm not taking away from the kids that you work with. But
Cletus, I'm telling you, I'm in the juvenile system. I'm in the schools. I'm in the church.
I speak in the juvenile system. I speak in the school.
I'm all over the country.
When I go in the juvenile, so you tell me, Charleston, when you go in the juvenile facility, are there more kids in the juvenile facility than there are in school?
It's about equal.
No, I don't know what juvenile facility that you going to.
It's
just
not.
These are the things that people have perpetuated. That people have perpetuated about our children. That just
most black children in school are in a special ed class and being treated.
Absolutely not.
Most
Absolutely
black
not.
children are
and I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why that's a misleading fact. I'm gonna tell you why that's a misleading fact.
Don't do that.
You're right. My fault.
I'm
gonna tell you why that's a misleading fact. So do you know the difference between inclusion? You know what inclusion is, right?
Most definitely.
So when you say all our kids are in special education classes, it's because they no longer separate kids and put kids in one class in special ed and those who are not. You have to have something extreme to be outside of the class. So therefore, all classes in school can be considered a special ed class because they're inclusion, which means that you have students in there with IEPs, you have students in there with 504s. Just because you are special ed, if you are dyslexic, that is considered special ed because you have to have accommodations made for you for you to be able to learn on the same level as somebody. I might learn different from you. We have kids who have who are considered special ed because they're read aloud, which means is they don't do well reading off of a paper. We have to have something read aloud. So we can take those facts, and I'm not taking away from your stats at all, but we can take, I know they say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, but numbers can be manipulated in a way to make people look bad. What I don't like is when we put out this thing that says all of our black kids are doing well. Where is, they say there is no hope for the youth, but the truth is there ain't no hope for the future. That's your guy, right?
I don't believe that. He was just rapping. He didn't talk that to us. He just rapping saying that. I don't believe, listen, when I'm looking at black youth, I don't see no hope for the future. They're not well versed in STEM. They don't know history. They can't build nothing. They don't know manufacturing. They don't know production. They don't.
How can you say?
Hold on, I listen to you. Cletus, finish me. How can I? Because I'm traveling around the country. I've been traveling around the country for 3 years working with youth, not old people.
This is good stuff.
Not old. I've been working with youth, Cletus.
So
this
Charleston,
is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give you another
black youth. When you look on social media platform, there are very few black youth that even know how to content create. They online squabbling and fighting. When you look at the rappers, listen, soon as they get big deals from Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, look what they're doing. They crash.
But you can't. So let me tell you this: you can't tell me that our black youth aren't versed.
They can't read.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. Do you know what the #1 school for engineers in the country is? The #1 school for engineers.
Don't nobody know what it is.
North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University, which is a black college in North Carolina. That means they are putting out more black engineers than Duke, than Harvard, than Yale. And you know who
name me one.
That school is not. I don't know all the engineers personally.
Don't hold on, please.
That's like me telling you. That's like saying who produces the most construction workers. I don't know.
To the hood, that's what I was explaining to her. If you go to the hood, won't nobody know nothing about what you just said.
But the hood.
Because you know why? Because most of us is felon.
That is not true. That is not true. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. I live in the hood right now. My daughter could have went to North Carolina A&T.
When last time you left North Carolina, Cletus?
Huh?
When last time you left that little small state, North Carolina?
North Carolina's not a small state. Raleigh is one of the and Charlotte.
Cletus, when you think about New York, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, where the most North Carolina don't have an influence nowhere in the country.
Oh, that's not true.
Okay, guys.
That's not true.
All right, this has been fabulous. You know what? This 7
minutes. Man, ain't a North Carolina rapper nobody listening to.
But you pigeonholing. Let me say this. I'll say this, Mike, and I'll get out. You're pigeonholing. Black people are not a monolith. Black youth are not a monolith.
They are.
They are not, and that is a horrible and dangerous way to think about black youth.
Well, you know what's horrible and dangerous.
Hold up, y'all have to pull y'all down. Hold up. First of all, y'all keep hitting me with a word I don't know.
I love Charleston like white. I love being able to be in dialogue, Mike. So before people run and be like, they was about to fight on Michael Collier's show, I don't even have that type of energy.
Y'all gotta get our stuff in though, because otherwise it's an unintelligent fight. So we all be heard. Okay. Right. So first of all, define this word because you use it a lot. Monolith. What is
monolith that? Monolith means only one. Mono, you remember it.
One way to learn.
Mono only means one.
4 years of Latin. Just tell me the definition.
So a monolith is one group of people who only thinks one way. They only have one way of thinking, one way of being.
Now can I respond to that? Why do you think when Michael Jordan released his tennis shoes, all black kids go get that same tennis shoe and they don't get nothing different? Why do you think all black kids was wearing Gucci belts at the same time? Why do you think all of us do this? Why do you think we all go see the same movie? Don't none of us do nothing different. We all watch the same movies. Listen, when everybody started wearing skinny jeans, everybody started wearing skinny jeans.
Right. People group follow. They do what they see the herd. People are
white people do the same thing.
Hold up. People follow the herd. You know, really, most humans are followers.
Or monolithic.
This is the truth. And I don't care what group or race.
Most are.
Wait a minute, everybody. So most of us are followers, but we follow with the loudest noise we hear. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just like when we get down to politics, how y'all think we ended up with a guy? It's hard to even talk about Trump without cussing.
It's at
How
the
you
8.
think we ended up with a Trump? It wasn't because of the majority of the people, but he made the loudest noise. He didn't have the best of him. He's talking about, excuse me, y'all, it's past 8 o'clock, everybody. We ain't in the family show no more. He's talking about grabbing pussy. He's talking about ignorant, backward stuff, yet he still won. Because people are so desperate for a leader that they will take whoever making the most noise, whoever looks like they're the biggest animal, we get behind them. And so you go back and we have a second vote, and half our population vote for a fool who is stupid, who is derogatory to women, he's racist, all this stuff. He wins because that majority of the followers are right by him. Okay, so we know the folks are followers. Here's the thing: I'm in total agreement that it's too much destructive, horrific shit going on in our black music, and that is what's poured into the mind of most youth. But the real solution here is it's the family, dude. It's got to start it because you determine what your kids listen to, especially if the family is there. I know you're saying 70% of households don't have a man, but I was raised by a woman who's a single mom for a while too. And ain't nothing more powerful than these single mamas, but that's the mamas who guide their children and say, no, you can't listen to the rap about raping and taking and drinking and taking Percocets. I don't even know what the hell wet and Molly's. I don't know what that shit is, but it's constantly drummed into the head of our youth. So they think, whoa, this is the fly thing to do. I'm going with what's fly because people want to belong. You know, so I don't think that any of us are blind to what's going on. But I think we need to be, as you're saying, clearer at it. So we understand what's happening. We turn away from the stuff that hurts us and try to turn towards the thing that heals the community and lifts the community. That's what we got to do. So we went way too long on this topic. That's why
I love it though. I love it.
On to my iPod, so we can just talk. We can really, and you'll be right there too. Get your notes ready, Cletus, and your minor list.
I don't need no notes for Charleston White.
I'm
good with no notes.
My hopes is that while we have these dialogues and these disagreements and these back and forth conversations, that we're able to draw alternatives, resources, and solutions from this. Other than that, we just wasting our time.
Say those 3 words again.
Alternatives, resources, and solutions.
I agree.
All you want, Charleston, is more ARs out here. That's what you're saying. That's all you want.
I love this conversation. It was very spirited, and people agree with some of us and disagree with some of us, and everyone has a right to their own opinion. The thing I want to just do here is keep these conversations going, because that's how we get somewhere with it. I applaud both of you warriors and gladiators this morning. I love sitting around and watching.
Say, I'll be in North Carolina February 3rd and 4th.
No, don't come to North Carolina. You just said ain't nobody have influence in North Carolina. Don't come.
Shout out to guns and boxing, man, in the Carolinas. I love y'all.
Hey, Charleston, when you come to Virginia Beach, man, we got to hook up. We got to be in separate places, though, because people be hating.
No, man. I got white boy security with snuff in their mouth. We ain't going to have no problem.
Right, we'll hang out then.
Everybody. Oh, okay. I got to let you go because this show should have been over 30 minutes ago, but I'm glad it wasn't. I love that conversation. That was okay. So Charleston, I want to be bringing you on off and on this show again, but I'm really setting up our Michael Talks to everybody so we can just lay it out, man. I'm bringing a couple other folks who will have an opposite opinion, another person will have an opinion, and we're going to chop this up. But like you said, if we don't do those 3 things, then these words are hollow. Tell them the 3 things again.
Alternatives, resources, and solutions.
Yes, and for me, alternative, resource, and solution is your mama. It's your family. The family and God. You know, the one thing I talk every place I go is everything's about family and God. Once you get family and God down, everything else takes care of itself. And we as parents have a responsibility to listen to and monitor what our kids are doing. What's going into their heads, man. Because what's going into their heads is going to come out their mouths and out their actions. And it's on us to govern that. So I'm glad that we beat the drum that this is real, because they don't want to talk about it, Charleston. They don't want to talk about what you're talking about. Everybody be quiet. Let these white folks make their money. Let these niggas kill each other. Let our community keep rotting and just keep it status quo. I love you because you stand up and say, look, can't y'all see this? Don't you see the butt naked elephant walking through the room? He right there. Why y'all ignoring him? It's easier to ignore the elephant in the room than to acknowledge him and do something about it. So I'm really glad you're coming in saying that. I love Cletus with you have your opinions and your sides of it too. Your stuff is right and his stuff is right. Pieces of it in both cases. So we have to do it like a buffet. You look at the buffet. The buffet is there every day. If it's something that you can use, help yourself. If you don't want none of that, don't take it. But the buffet is going to keep being there on this show. We're going to keep coming here and talking about the ideals and the thoughts and things that we agree or disagree with, but we get it out there. Now we can do something about it because now it's clear. It's not hidden and it's not ignored. So I just want to thank both of y'all for the input you put in on that. That was off the chain. You, sir, you're a co-host. Stay in your seat. You, Charleston, you got to go. So tell people how to fan you.
Charleston White on
You
YouTube.
want people to fan you shit. You might not.
And @William_ on Instagram.
Say it again.
Williams_ on Instagram and The Real Charleston White on YouTube.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Don't we, Cletus?
I don't appreciate it. No, you
love. You can't do me like that, Cut Cletus.
No, I say it again, man. I love Charleston's passion. I don't disagree with him and the things that he's saying about music. I think the music industry needs to change extensively. But I just love having impassioned conversations with people, man, and we get out there and chop it up, man. So it's no beef for me, man. We can go out and eat when you get to Virginia Beach.
Black love unifies everybody.
Well, if you're talking about eating, you should swing by Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They have a lovely soul.
Why you down there?
Simply so.
You going to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, man, you got to go to Simply Sonia's. It's an amazing restaurant located in Winston-Salem. If you can't get into Simply Sonia's, go to Simply Soul. Both of them will feed you both mentally and spiritually, man. You'll have a good time down there.
And
Well, there goes Sonia.
It could be right there. So, hey, y'all. Hey, man, I love you, brother. Leave us with a woo, woo, woo.
A woo, woo, woo.
I love you. We'll be seeing more of you, man. Give it up, man. Charleston Rock Wide. Woo! Boy, bad. That boy. Stay with me, mama. We wrapping this up. You can stay right here. Ooh, man. Boy, you did half of that conversation with your fist balled up, didn't you?
No, I talk with my hands, so they come like this.
That was fantastic. That was amazing. That's the kind of energy and light I want to see around here. And the numbers went up. We was talking to him. We started 61. It went up to 79. And the likes was 11. They went up to 28. That's good stuff, man, because if we talk about a thing, we can do something about it. The worst thing we could do is ignore it. And here, man, we just going to come. We're going to pray. We're going to laugh. Hopefully figure some stuff out. My baby, we going to see the play. Woo, woo, woo. Tomorrow, I should be able to show pictures of Samuel Jackson and us. We'll see. But anyway, Cletus, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here and helping this show roll so well. You helping make it look so professional. You throwing the things up we need in time. You know it's just me and you now, a two-man operation. But we pull this off like it's a full production team in this bitch. So
yeah, you don't even have to wear clothes anymore, Mike.
No, and I know she over here trying to close me all up. My goodness.
Yeah, we don't need to see your chest, Michael.
Tell
I mean, this is a naked show. Just let me know. I'm ready.
You're a teacher and a dad of young kids. You better behave yourself. So tell people how they can find you next.
Man, you can find me on @Cletus Comedy. That's where all my social media is. February 11th in Portsmouth, Virginia. It's me and Kiki Wyatt. I'm not going to get on stage at the same time as Kiki because she gets pregnant with air. Then February 13th, you can find me up in Chicago, Illinois. I'm really excited about being there. I got a tour coming up this fall. It's gonna be great. And you can always catch me on the Michael Colyar Morning Show, man. But all of my social media is @Cletus Comedy, and except of course on Christian Mingle, where you can find me at Take Off Your Robe. But not y'all.
Well, you'll be able to find me and lovely, wonderful, and simply Sonia every place around the world doing fantastic stuff, being jet setters, creating things, building things up. But this weekend, come to Memphis, Tennessee to chuckle for 6 big shows. Come and check us out. In the meantime, just be good to yourself. Think about the ideas that we talked about today, and how can you be a positive force in that. A lot of things went down. I don't want Sharita Herring's wonderful artistry and the things and the notes she gave us on what you can do with grants. I don't want that to be overshadowed by the wonderfulness of that great debate we had. And thank you, because KDAF is funny as fuck, and we're always happy to have her on the show. I want to thank y'all. Do we have a show tomorrow? Are we flying tomorrow?
We flying.
What time fly? I don't know if we have a live tomorrow, but peek in and find out. It could be a surprise for you. Love you. Ain't nothing more you can do about it. God is great, y'all. Remember to keep God first. Life is a garden if you dig it. And guess what? It digs you. Get out here and have some fun. Remember, God is great, and ain't nothing you can do about this, but we love you. See you later, Clee.
Can I say this though, Mike?
Say it quick before I hit that button.
If life is a garden, it's okay to be a hoe.
On that note, I'm going to hit that